Nigerian Army reiterates commitment to the protection of lives and the nation's territorial borders. And Nigerian Export Processing Zone Authority repositions self to further create an enabling environment to boost investors' confidence. Plus, President Muhammadu Buhari to join over 50 world leaders for Planet Summit in France. These are more on today's Panorama. I'm Nancy Godi Angunihu. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. We start with environment matters. President Muhammadu Buhari has left Kano for Paris, the French capital, ahead of the One Planet Summit beginning on Tuesday. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president, accompanied by the governors of Adamawa, Kano and Ondo states, was seen off at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport by top Kano state government officials, led by the deputy governor, Hafiz Abubakar. While in France, President Buhari is expected to join over 50 other world leaders to deliberate on measures towards reversing the negative effects of climate change. The Summit on Climate Change Financing is organized by the United Nations, the World Bank, and the French government. Nigeria's participation will reinforce the country's commitment towards realizing the objectives of the Paris Agreement. And an update on the fuel situation in Nigeria. Motorists in the Federal Capital Territory are beginning to breathe a sigh of relief as most petrol stations record minimal queues. Correspondent Lydia Sampson, who has been monitoring the fuel situation, reports that while there has been improvement in some petrol stations, others are still scrambling.
The last 2 days, it's been an Herculean task for motorists who spend long productive hours on queues waiting to fill up their tanks. But the good news we got here today, as we spoke with motorists, is that they barely spent 20 minutes.
I just spent 10 minutes here at all. I mean, 6 minutes.
As a motorist, would you say the fuel scarcity, the situation is improving or getting worse?
I think it's improving.
It's improving. It's improving.
Why did you say it's improving?
Because I see that the line is not much longer again.
Just drove in now. I've not spent out of 2 minutes. I'm buying already.
Motorists, however, say they were simply lucky to have had information from friends on petrol stations that had fewer queues, which they rushed to. Some, on the other hand, however, called on government to deal decisively with fuel stations hoarding products, whom they say are sabotaging federal government efforts to ensure adequate supply of the commodity.
The other side of the express, they have fuel, but they are not selling.
I couldn't stand the queue, so I've been avoiding the queue all this while.
The motorists lamented the situation where they spent hours in petrol stations only to be told that the generating machines have suddenly developed faults or simply that they have run out of the product. They hoped that the situation will improve in the coming days. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Nigeria Export Processing Zone Authority, NEPZA, says efforts are on to reposition the organization towards creating an enabling environment for business to thrive and boost investors' confidence. The managing director of NEPZA, Emmanuel Jimmy, stated this during an interactive session with media executives in Abuja. Musa Abubakar reports.
Created to eliminate trade barriers and encourage investment with little or no cost incurred, the Free Trade Zone aims at promoting growth and development of businesses as well as trade. With only 14 trade zones functional amongst the 34 in the country, the new management of NEPZA believes that investment on infrastructure and the free trade zones is pivotal to the country's diversification drive.
Administration and governance structure is one of the things that we faced as a challenge when I started. We have addressed it, we're still addressing it, because we seem to have a seamless working operation with the customs in such a way that the zones are beginning to breathe more properly. So investor confidence, ladies and gentlemen, is the one thing that we've done so much.
Plans have commenced to inject billions of naira into building infrastructure as captured in 2017 budget, and additional 6 new industrial zones to be created across the country. In Abuja, Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
Now to developments on the entertainment scene. The Nigerian movie industry added a blockbuster entry into its growing list with the release of the movie The Bridge. The Minister of Information and Culture says the movie industry is indeed a tool for cultural reintegration and revenue generation. Tekla Wiki has details.
Professor Yemi Oshibajo lamented the widespread underdevelopment in the country, which he adduced to sheer greed on the part of a few Nigerians who mostly held sway in the previous administrations. He pointed out that he was encouraged by the Creative Youth Initiative Against Corruption, which implied that the youth are taking a practical stand against the cankerworm of corruption that has been threatening to wreak havoc on the nation's quest for speedy development.
It does show that we are winning the battle against corruption, because the very young people who are here today and who are doing such creative things and such creative programs against corruption show you that they're not going to accept it. No one is going to accept corruption again.
Minister of Information Lai Mohammed described the initiative as a revolution capable of exposing and countering the negative effects of corrupt Nigerians.
You can see children of 9 years old already understand that corruption is our biggest handicap, and I think this is the revolution.
Creative Youth Initiative Against Corruption was launched on Saturday, the 9th of December, which coincided with the International Anti-Corruption Day.
We are going to be busting into different sectors of Nigerian economy and turn them to animation and cartoon so that the characters can be played to the children and youth all over the nation.
Acting Chairman EFCC Ibrahim Magu and the Consul General of Federal Republic of Germany Ingo Habert were among other dignitaries who expressed support for the youth initiative. In Lagos, Jane Ujuku, NTA News.
The report was on anti-corruption by Vice President and Information Minister on anti-corruption. Now to another story. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to providing the enabling environment for entrepreneurship development for the unemployed in the country to take advantage of. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation stated this at the unveiling of a book, 101 Laws of Entrepreneurship in Public and Private Sectors. Abdullahi Musa Suleja has details.
Nigeria is built to be a youthful country, as over 60% of the population is under the age of 35. That puts the number of youth coming into labor market far above what the market can offer. It is therefore pertinent for the authority to create the atmosphere for business to thrive where the unemployed can leverage on. This, the presidential aide said, government is on track.
We therefore must encourage our people thinking about how do they create jobs themselves, which is entrepreneurship. The next thing also is that through the Empower program, a lot of our unemployed graduates is also to enhance their employability skills.
The book was unveiled by Assistant Director Administration Uwin Connect, Minister of Finance Wilson Lamurdi, who represented the minister, Mrs. Kemi Ademushu.
We must, as a nation, continue to strive to awaken the sleeping giant of entrepreneurship. The potential is there for us to harness and develop. We must not leave this task for the government alone.
Author of the book, James Abiona, said he was propelled to write the book because of his vision for excellence and core value needed to positively impact on people and organization for growth and betterment of the society.
There's a law that guides success in every country. What guides America as an ideology is freedom. What guides Great Britain is time management. What guides Israel is securities. And I believe entrepreneurship is supposed to be our own ideology, and that's why I wrote the book.
James believes that every individual has business potential. In Abuja, Abdullahi Musa Suleja, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama on the NTA network service. More reports after the break.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Thank you for staying with us. We now reintroduce the story on developments on the entertainment scene. The Nigerian movie industry added a blockbuster entry into its growing list with the release of the movie The Bridge. The Minister of Information and Culture says the movie industry is indeed a tool for cultural integration and revenue generation. Tekla Wiki has more.
The movie, which premiered in Lagos with an array of cast that will keep movie lovers glued to the screens, ultimately seeks to address the cultural prejudices that has threatened the coexistence of the different ethnic groups in Nigeria.
The bridge, just like the title, simply means bridging the gap in the society and in our lives.
It was tragic in the way that it didn't, the bridge never really did come together.
It's come at a very right time, a time where the unity of this country is being questioned, is being, tried.
The minister who witnessed the movie premiere says the movie industry is indeed a veritable tool to correct the ills of society, shape the mindset of Nigerians, as well as change the narrative of the Nigerian story on a global scale.
We have also followed that up with implementation committees to address issues such as piracy, access to funding, and as of today, we are working with an Indian firm ready to invest $20 million to build about 100 film houses all over the country.
One, it works on the pan-Nigerian level, and of course it also works as a work of art, as cinema, and I think that is the type of a film that I believe will travel.
The minister also expressed the government's efforts towards positioning the movie industry in its pride of place as a national brand for cultural exportation, youth engagement and job creation.
I also led a team to Central Bank Governor where we asked for a $1 billion intervention fund which can be made available to the industry at single-digit interest rate.
The Bridge, which debuted in the cinemas on the 8th of December, is produced by Lasun Ray and directed by Kunle Afolayan. In Lagos, Thekla Wilkie, NTA News.
Wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has felicitated with General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma as he clocks 80 years on the 9th of December 2017. The State House correspondent Aliyu Kabere reports that this was during the 80th birthday celebration in Abuja.
The 80th birthday anniversary of General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma was attended by the wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, and her entourage, comprising the wife of the Senate President, Toyin Saraki, and that of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Gambia Dogara. While felicitating with T.Y. Danjuma, the wife of the president described him as a father and a true patriot.
Your Excellency, the celebrant, our brother, our father, our grandfather, our mentor, General T.Y. Danjuma, and his dear wife, my sister Daisy Danjuma. On behalf of my family, I join everyone here to congratulate you on your 80th birthday. We pray God to continue to give you good health, strength, prosperity, and many years ahead.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who presented the message of President Muhammad Buhari alongside the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, and other speakers, described the celebrant as a leader, a mentor, a philanthropist, and a pillar of support to all Nigerians, irrespective of regional or ethnic background.
To pay tribute to General Danjuma is more than a pleasure. It is a duty. The General was my boss in 1st and 3rd Divisions, Nigerian Army, and at the Supreme Military Council.
We've seen how he has distinguished himself in virtually every field of human endeavor that he's had to stretch his hands to do.
High point of the event was the cutting of the birthday cake officiated by the chairman of the occasion, General Yakubu Gowon, supported by his close friends who are referred to as Club of 80 years and above, his wife Desi Danjuma and his children and other members of the family. General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma was the Chief of Army Staff of Nigeria from July 1975 to October 1979. In Lagos, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
The International Federation of Women Lawyers has reiterated its resolve to enhance and promote the welfare of women and children. This was made evident through its donation to NAPTIP shelter in Gwarimpa as part of activities marking the 2017 FIDA Week.
We are coming out as women lawyers to say no to trafficking, whether external or internal.
Identify with NAPTIP to support the work, the good work that they are doing.
A Thanksgiving service was also held at the St. Matthew's Anglican Church for God's faithfulness to FIDA and Nigeria.
About the ill of trafficking in human beings, especially women and children.
We use this opportunity to equally pray God to help the leadership of this country to actually bring out more policies that will help in curbing this menace.
The 2017 International Federation of Women Lawyers is with the theme, the trafficking and exploitation of women in the international territory. Now turning to religion, to trace their roots of faith and journey to salvation as Christians, the first batch of pilgrims for the December pilgrimage from the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja, has begun their journey in the Holy Land of Israel. Olayinka Ojo reports that more than 140 pilgrims are participating in the spiritual exercise. His report.
The FCT pilgrims started their spiritual journey from Jerusalem, the largest city in Israel, with a population of more than 900,000 people. Located in the east side of Jerusalem, the religious journey took the pilgrims to Mount Olives, a significant site for Christians and non-Christians, seen as a place of resurrection.
You can see the walls, and there is a particular gate. If you look at it there, that particular gate is sealed over there, and then it is the belief that one day when the Messiah is going to return, he is going to return through the same gate.
A visit to the Garden of Gethsemane is another beauty to behold, as some of the olive trees found there can be dated back to 2,000 years ago. Reflecting on what happened in the church of Dominus Flavi, where Jesus wept after Judas's betrayal, as well as where Peter denied Jesus Christ 3 times, the pilgrims say,
our prayer is that whoever we trust will not betray us in life in Jesus' name.
Every judgment that would be arranged unjustly, Christ has already taken it away. And so
my family, my church, the nation as a whole will not go under a judgment that Christ has already paid for.
Although structures have been built on most of the sites, one unique thing about these holy sites is that they have not been tampered with. The pilgrims will be visiting other holy sites in Bethlehem, Jericho, Sea of Galilee, as well as River Jordan. From Jerusalem, Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
And on the political scene, Prince Uche Secondus from Rivers State in the early hours of Sunday emerged the new national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, at the end of the party's elective convention. Political correspondent Abdullahi Gababrini Kudu reports that 20 other national officers were elected at the convention.
Prince Uche Secondus, a one-time deputy national chairman and acting chairman of the PDP, won the election with 2,000 votes, defeating Professor Tunde Adeniran, who got 230 votes, while Chief Raymond Depesi polled 66 votes. In his acceptance speech, the new chairman pledged to adopt the principle of building to regain.
Particularly, I reach out to our old members who, for one reason or the other, have left the party to please come back.
It was a mixed reactions after the announcement of the result. While many describe it as transparent, the Adeniran team rejected the results, describing the convention as a sham.
We consider this so-called election as a travesty of democracy and due process. Trenches the unsomeless culture of impunity that has done a great damage to the entire party, to the party in the past.
One convention, a very peaceful convention, a very credible electoral process, and that obviously we are going into the future united.
This is the first elective convention of the PDP after the Supreme Court judgment on the leadership crisis that rocked the party for over a year. In Abuja, Abdullahi Gababrini, NTA News.
In the meantime, the All Progressives Congress, APC, has stated that reports of rigging during the PDP convention show that the party is rooted in corruption and cannot change. In a statement, the APC National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, said the Southwest chairmanship candidates lost as a punishment of not voting for the party in 2015. The APC Publicity Secretary noted that the PDP, which used to be the biggest political party in Nigeria, has now been reduced to a regional party. I'm moving on to sports. The Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano will be a beehive of activities as the 2016-2017 Super 6 tournament of the Nigeria Professional Football League kicks off on Monday in the ancient city. League Kene Imabadike reports that the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA, will transmit the match live.
It is the same tournament that is traditionally referred to as Super 4, meant for Nigeria's representatives on the continent in 2018. But this edition will have an additional 2 teams for a Super 6 as organizers, League Management Company, looks to score some positives ahead of the 2017-2018 season of the Nigeria Professional Football League. So, apart from league champions Plateau United of Jos, second-placed MFM FC of Lagos, third-placed Enyimba International of Aba, and Uyo-based Aqua United, hosts Kano Pillars and home-based Super Eagles squad for 2018 Championship of African Nations CHAN, billed for Morocco in January, will also participate.
An opportunity beckoning for MFM. Oh, that's a beauty!
I'm happy LMC is accommodating this. It's really going to have a positive effect on the outcome of the CHAN Eagles by the time they go for their own tournament. So it's a welcome development and it's a very positive one.
Action commences Monday, December 11 as Plateau United meet Enyimba